Well, my DME ale is in the fermenter and going. Couple of observations at the end. The original gravity came out massively higher than expected. I think I needed to dilute that down. A couple of reasons for that. I think I did add 50 grams extra of the DME wheat, and I think that probably I should have adapted that a little bit more. I could, I could have sort of diluted it a little bit more too. Plus, I lost a whole litre during the boil. That was a bit of a surprise. Though, to be honest, I just didn't know the answer to that question, so that's the reason I'd sort of done the measurements this time. So we'll sort of see what happens next. There was a limited amount of yeast in the this one. I only put 2.5 grams of yeast in. It was I have been a bit more happy-go-lucky with the yeast previously, so maybe that will help and leave us with a final gravity that's a little bit higher and potentially a sweeter beer because of it, maybe. All interesting questions to try and work through with this one. I'm really glad I did it. It was much harder than I expected. Lots more steps to it. The DME itself was a real sticky, gooey sort of thing to mix in, and I've been scrubbing down the sides, the bits where I splashed it around, to try and get it off. So it's compared to the all grain, it sort of seemed like a lot of extra hard work, to be honest. But the proof will be in the taste, and that I'm looking forward to. Ooh. I need a blow-off tube. Unfortunately, my bung is 8mm. This is an 8mm drill bit, and the outside of my tubing is 11. And wouldn't you know it, I don't have an 11mm drill bit. However, I do have a 10mm drill bit, and these are quite flexible. So we are going to commit surgery on a rubber bung. Who would ever have imagined home brewing would involve so much drilling? Well, there we go. Right. Didn't plan that very well. Now need a hoover. Right, still not working. That's just not going anywhere as far as that's concerned. So I'm upping the ante on this game. Now we're up to a 12mm drill. Still looks a bit small, but to be honest, it almost made it. Oh, look at that. Made to measure. We have a blow-off tube and quite a lot of mess to tidy up. Day 3, so calm down a little bit. I've taken the blow off tube away and put the airlock back, and hopefully we've got a very promising brew on its way. After the burst of activity, things have definitely slowed down a lot in the bubbler, and similarly activity seems to have calmed a bit. Lots of bubbles still. Yeah, lots of bubbles still. Slightly cooler in this location, deliberately so because of the yeast. Quite significant lumpy bits still going on in there. It's day 7, so things have really just quieted down completely in the airlock, but we do have these very interesting lumpy floaty bits. The objective was to keep this a touch cooler, which just about is happening. It is quite lumpy there at the bottom. Wow, that was good timing. I seem to be creating a model of the surface of the moon. An occasional bubble. And you can see activity there. Great. I am really looking forward to this one.